my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
Wait.
Everybody calm down!
Help!
Here,
Oh.
take my hand.
Ah!
Come on. You're gonna fall unless you take my hand.
No, give me your other hand.
Oh, my other hand isn't strong enough. You take my little hand.
No, get it away from me.
Take it. Take my hand.
I hear the train a-comin', it's rollin' round the bend. Hello everybody, welcome to this late night semi-impromptu. I was going to do a little bit of a draw stream yesterday, but I was too busy. I wanted to be more productive. I had a page I wanted to finish. I finished it. And now I'm all worked out. I think I'm going to do some flatting tonight. I'm going to go back to the thing I've been putting off for months. The infamous Paris Eiffel Tower thing. How the hell are you going? Color Me Trigger says, lol, it's only 5. Yeah, I got used to staying up super late when I was with Camel. He stays up till like 3 or 4 in the morning. It was actually good because it meant I was only 1 hour out of whack when I came back. But John has just finished up post Kangs. I hope you all enjoyed that show. Only caught a little bit of it. Busy day today. I did see they were talking about me. And I will address that. But let's say hello to some people in the chat here. Voyager's here. Who else is here? Hal Deer. Happy birthday, belated, to Mortal V for yesterday. Dear Man's here. He says, yo, Noran Rad. Happy birthday. I hear it was yours as well, Noran Rad. Happy birthday to you. Is it everyone's birthday? Ali's as well? Mo Biggs, obviously. I said happy birthday to him last night on Michael T's, in Michael T's chat. Chris is here. Arthur Line is here. Jolly Green says, oi, oi, Aussie, Aussie. Hal Deer. Did I say Hal Deer? There he is. Mo Biggs. Hail. It seems like it's everyone's birthday. Lethal Diva says, I'm about to send you people, just waiting on John's stream to end first. Well, thank you very much, Lethal Diva. It's going to be a little bit more chilled. I don't know. Maybe it won't be. Maybe it'll be the same. I will address my people talking about my height. What else? Who else is here? Who else? John. Hello, John. Hello, Sumo Thori. I see you there, my friend. Color Me Triggered. Hail. Hi. Who else? Ed. Oh, sorry. Buzz is here. He's no longer Edwin. He's now Buzz. We realized that Buzz is short for Edwin. Reenie's here in the chat. Hey, Reenie, do you want to continue streaming? You want to come hang out? I'll put the link in the you know where with the you know who. You don't have to. No pressure. It's funny. Reenie's voice sounds kind of grisly. And so does mine, actually, now that I'm hearing about it. I think I sound better. And actually, I think Reenie sounds a little better, too. Takes a little bit of the edge off, if you know what I mean. All right, where is it? Where is it? There it is. Link is in the room. Yeah, it was raspy, right, Chris? Yeah, I always had a thing for growing up. Obviously, not now. I'm happily married now, but growing up, I had a thing for that blonde woman with the really raspy voice. She's in Taya Leone. Is that her name? Is that her name? Anyway, she has a really raspy voice. I like that. Hello, darling. Schnelly's here. Hello, Lethal Diva. Ken, Jack, Ben, Maromi, Serious Cat. Lots of cool people. ArtCS is saying hail to the Bogans. Hail indeed. Josh is here. Says sup. Junk 666. Always a pleasure, good sir. Rini will come on. Excellent. I haven't spoken to Rini since a week. And we were hanging out together in a booth in Tampa, which is so weird. I can't believe I'm finally someone who's been to the States. Good morning, David. I feel like I'm out of practice with streaming. I don't know what's going on. I need to get back in the swing of things. I need to get back in the swing of making shorts too. So much to do. Get a chick that smokes a lot. Yeah. And then get those lips, you know? Nah, I'm not down with it. I don't like the smell. I really don't like much of it. I didn't even have a cigar with Graham. But I had a whiskey. What up, you bloody legend, says McShort. What up? What up to you? James, you are not banned, J-Max. Although you did erase me from the image. For what reason? Can you give me a reason why you erased me? Just because you thought it was funny? Just because you knew no one would notice that I wasn't there anymore? Yeah, Taya Leone, low feminine tone to her voice. It's very distinctive, or at least it was when she was younger. Mo says, get a chick who smokes crack. I mean, they're kind of hard to find here in Australia. You get a meth head, easy. Like that, just walk down the street, you'll get one. That was awesome. The whiskey at Nolan's. It was good. It was great. I'm surprised. Like you could just hang out till 3:30 in the morning, drinking whiskey in the public. I was surprised that was allowed. All right, this is what I'm going to be doing. If you can believe it, I have been putting this off for so long now. I can't put it off any longer. I must. I'm trying to do it in order, actually. I'm trying to be a professional and color my book in order as well as I can. But, all right. What am I doing here? What am I doing? We are, of course, as always, simulcast on Rumble. Is anyone watching tonight? Oh, 7. Excellent. Fantastic. 40 people over here. I'm working on the Lucent. I'm on a big coloring bent at the moment. My beautiful dark twisted Fago tree is over on Rumble. Says it's quiet here. It's late. It's late. This is the Eiffel Tower. This is one of those ideas you're like, I want to do this, and then you go, why did I do this? It's gonna look great. I don't know how it's gonna look great, but it is. I hope. All right, actually, I think I'm just gonna look. Just gotta do it. Just gotta do it. Serious Cat says Rumble is for poor people. Yeah, this is where everyone had a cameo. I think Camel is on here somewhere. If we zoom in. Yeah, look. That's Camel in the wheelchair. Who's this fatty? I don't know. I can't remember. I remember that I drew Mel. She wasn't flat. She didn't like my portrayal of her. Is that here? She said she looked like a potato sack. Was that there? Someone's got a guitar over here. Is that Dark Gift? I don't know. I can't remember. Nornrad said, Michael drew me in the tower holding hands with Anna. Did I? You would know. Put the Diaz brothers in the tower. I'm sure they're already there. All right, let me put this in. I had a beep. Hello, fellow raspy voicer.
Hello, raspy voice friend.
What happened? Did I make you sick?
I don't think so, because you said you weren't actually sick. You just had like.
No, you sound like you're congested.
Yeah, I was actually sick. I actually was like.
Yeah, I didn't get that.
I had a sore throat, and then I had like a runny nose, and I'm still a little congested, but it's fine. It's fine. I am all better now.
You said you get that. You said you get that whenever you do a con?
Almost every con. It's probably a problem. It's just because I sit at home all day. I don't take my vitamins. I'm
Yeah, you need to get the
hermit
vitamin
mode.
D and zinc
Yeah.
going.
I've been taking vitamins, but I need to be better about it. See, I have it right here. But I'm not consistent. So I just need to be healthier.
Check out my hat.
I see. Thank you. Look at that fiendish merch. Oh, you're repping that.
And it's got
merch.
the
And you've got the pin. Is that the Hyper Wizard pin?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I like it. It feels very American. This like the flat brim. I don't know if I can pull it off, but Mo says vitamin D and zinc. He did that intentionally. Hey, no, come on. I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about there.
What are you thinking of?
Who knows?
What are you all thinking of? Thank you for getting a hat, and I appreciate it.
My pleasure. Why did everyone assume I was tall? I never sold that I was tall. And then Shane was like, he kind of angles his thing down. It's like, no, I'm not short. I'm 5'10".
Yeah.
I'm not tall. That's not tall.
You never sold yourself. I don't know what it is. I just think I can't quite place
I give
my
off
finger.
The air of height.
Right. I can't quite place my finger on what it is, but it's like maybe people's just the way they project themselves. It's like maybe it's everyone's innate prejudice. Like if the way people carry themselves, or it's like they have the air of a tall person. Like they're more and this should be a compliment. I would hope, like if they seem steady, confident in themselves in a certain way, then it's like, oh, you feel like in real life they're taller because that's just a prejudice people have. But you're not
very
short.
Nice way. That's a very nice way of saying, wow, I didn't realize you were such a short ass.
No, I'm being completely honest. I'm not trying to be insulting, but I'm also being completely honest. You're not short. I just feel like, well, 5'10's average height, and I don't know, I thought you'd be like 6 feet, but it's not a big deal. I'm also tall, and I have like a bad judge of other people's heights because it's like I'll meet especially guys, and they'll be like my height or slightly taller, and it's like, oh, it's a problem being a tall girl,
Yeah, you were a lot taller and you had said, I knew you were tall. You had said that you're tall, but yeah, you were considerably taller than I expected. And you say you're 5'7", which isn't even super tall. I work with a woman who's over 6 foot.
Yeah, I'm not like huge. I think just probably because I act like I'm 10 years old, people think I'm like tiny. I'm sure that's what it is. Also, like Asian women are usually pretty short, but
yes,
I'm very tall.
I was stereotyping you, girl. And I won't apologize for that.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm not offended.
Maromi said I surprised him in the chat. Maromi, you're like super tall. Maromi's like a really tall, thin PTP. They could almost
Maromi's really tall. I didn't really think he looked like PTP until we met or people mentioned it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I guess. But they do look a little similar. It's probably the beard. It's funny.
People are saying it's my forehead adds the 12 inches.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it was
Rini,
not.
How do I color this?
I don't know. What is this insanity? Why did you do this to yourself?
I don't know. I didn't even know. I don't know how to do this.
Michael!
I'm like, what? I don't know what I'm doing.
All right. I think I would pick out a few roofs, make them, how some roofs are, I don't know what Paris looks like. I guess they're like reddish. Pick out a few roofs that are reddish, pick out a few buildings, make them cream, and then you don't have to color every single building, obviously. And the rest, leave it just up to atmospheric perspective, because that'll do a lot of the work for you right here. Just throw some variation into the building's colors and then atmospheric perspective, maybe a little fog, and then focus on the tower. Make that tower look super shiny and bright, and the lights are beautiful and golden.
Yeah, because the Eiffel Tower lights up at night. That's what it's going to be.
Oh, it's at night better.
Really need. Yeah.
Yeah, none of that matters. And just pick out a few. Color like some of the roofs. Pick out a few. Just add a tiny bit of variation up front, and then the rest just doesn't matter. It doesn't. What? Why? Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Why do anything? It's just I get an idea. I'm gonna do this now because this is easy because I know what to do. Which is another silly kind of draw-tist idea that I had, but this is easier, I feel. I don't know, I just had this idea, and then I thought, oh, yeah, that would look cool. And then I can kind of see it in my head, and then I realize, how do I do that? You know what I found? I said, maybe I can share this. I don't know if I can share it. It might not let me share it. Let's see if you tell me if you can see anything.
I don't see anything yet.
It won't work. Look, that's Netflix. It won't let you share anything with Netflix.
Yeah, you can't screen share it.
No, you can't. I've got John Wick open because John Wick actually has some awesome color thing going on, and I'm just scrubbing along the timeline of John Wick, just trying to find cool color things because I've got a nightclub scene that I'm coloring, but it's too finicky. I don't know if I don't want to do that on stream because I don't know. I don't know about you. I don't like to do things that are really difficult on stream because I feel like everyone's just watching me.
Oh, actually, I don't like to do that. I'm the opposite, and it's a problem because whenever I want to draw on stream or do drawing videos are different, but I save like the easy stuff for drawing on stream because then it's like I have to talk and draw at the same time. I can't do the really important dramatic pages that I have to like really focus on perspective and stuff because there are pages I'm drawing where I'm like, I'm not talking to anybody. I'm just like jamming on music and concentrating the whole time. There's a huge difference in concentration levels for pages sometimes.
Yeah, that's like anytime I'm drawing characters, anytime I'm coloring something I haven't colored before, I'm like that. I don't even like to watch a video or anything. I just put music on and zone out. Definitely not streaming. It just doesn't work. I tried it. It's terrible. It's waste of my time, waste of everyone's time, really. Sumo says we're barely paying attention to your background. Well, that's comforting. That's good to know.
I'll share my screen too.
Yeah, please do.
I'm not working on anything super exciting, but I'm doing a lot of writing.
It's probably more exciting than me flatting tiny little jelly bean cars.
It's really. I'm inking this cover. I already showed the pencils for. Here.
Oh yeah. You were doing that the other day. Yeah, that's going to be your. You do a standard copy of your book. Is that what it is?
Like a permanent market version. Yes. So the campaign books. My idea was the campaign covers are always going to be campaign exclusive, right? Because that's I'm going to award the people who back the campaigns because you guys are making the production possible in the first place. So after the campaign, none of the covers, and it actually made me really sad this time because this cover, I genuinely love it. I was so proud of this cover, but I'm not going to print it again. I will print it in the book, but all this cover and all the other ones are just anyways. Campaign.
Can you hold that up for again so I can go solo layout?
Here you go.
Do you have all of them printed? Are they all done, or is that like a sample?
They're done.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I have the other ones. It's in my suitcase. So my convention suitcase I haven't unpacked. Right here. And here's the back cover. This is by Luca Brico. And here's a little blurb on the back. It turned out amazing. My printer did such a good job. It doesn't even look like CMYK printing. Like, it glows. I love it so much. And interiors. I'm not going to show too much. Okay. Anyways. So when does the film start? Now RJ's sorting through the spreadsheets. It should be starting. Because all the books, he already has the books. So I have we're waiting on one of the standees that are coming from my factory in Taiwan. That's the only thing we're waiting on. But in the meantime, RJ's gonna start fulfilling. Critical Blast is gonna start fulfilling books that have items that don't have the standees, like basic book orders. We're just gonna do those tiers first. So I believe he's gonna start fulfillment this week, or he already has. I don't honestly know. I'm just like, I'm paying you. You're gonna take care of it this time. I'm so glad I don't have to do all the fulfillment, because that was hellish last time. That was too much work for me.
3 months, yeah.
It was too much. Like, for me, I'm like, it's a lot of fun at first, because it's this feeling of, well, my books, I'm shipping my books to my customers. I'm so happy. It feels great to be hands-on about it. But after like 800 books, you just want to get back to drawing, and it gets really irritating. And so I'm very glad that Critical Blast is helping me out. And so it's in his hands. The book's already there. I'm sure he'll do a great job. And so we're waiting on the standees from Taiwan, and I'm actually going to be driving some product out to him in a couple of weeks. That's some of like the world maps are with me, and the standees. But anyways, and then everything will be with him, and we'll complete fulfillment.
I have my own RJ, but she also makes my dinner as well.
That's Mel. That's nice.
Look how hard MLB works fulfilling packages. It's exhausting just to watch. I needed Tina sit down. That's what I wrote today.
Oh, that's nice.
What is that? Do I still have that? I think I got rid of it. That Flintstones cartoon that I used to play. I think I might have gotten rid of it. Make room. It's where the Flint. Oh no, it's here. It's here.
They sure work hard, don't they, Barney?
Yeah? I hate to see them work so hard.
Yeah, me too. Let's go around back where we can't see them.
Oh, it's terrible. Oh man, yeah. Some days I wish I had a spouse that would just do all the busy work for me, but unfortunately, that's not my life.
Rini, look in the chat. Now,
what?
There's 50 in here, but there were how many? There's like 700 watching on Malin's. You get at least a couple of hundred in your streams. Any one of them, just say, "Hey, you get to. I'll set you aside a cupboard. You can be like Harry Potter and live in a cupboard in my apartment and just fulfill for me for free. And you just get to exist in my presence." I reckon you would get some takers. I seriously
I know, but I'd also I know that I don't want to take advantage of people either. It's not right. I insist on doing things the hard way, because I don't want to take advantage of anyone.
Noran says they'll line up around the block. Color Me Triggered says just pick a simp. Now that's not a nice word to call your devoted fans. But,
there's a difference between a fan and a simp. There's a clear difference, but anyways.
I got all those. Almost, I think we have 5 of those T-shirts left, which is really cool. That was a bit of a gamble. I had to actually put up, a decent chunk of change to get those things printed, sort of sight unseen. But they all went. Sold over half of them at the convention, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I had this convention exclusive art book, but then I had some leftover copies, and I wasn't sure what to do with them. I was like, well, will people be mad at me if I put them online? I mean, it's like, it's still like it's for this occasion. I'm not going to reprint it, right? So
I think it's fine. I think it's fine.
Someone
will get mad.
Will you guys be mad at me?
Someone will, but oh well. What are you gonna do?
Oh. It'll be like. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go on.
Oh, I was just gonna say it'll probably like be $5 more than at the convention, because but that's about it. I might put it online because people do want it.
Mo says, yes, there's a difference. A fan wouldn't live in the cupboard under the stairs and work for free. So I was definitely describing a simp. All right, well, look, play the game of semantics. Did you see this, Rainey? Look, this is a member chat. You can bring them up into StreamYards now.
Oh my!
What happened? Did anyone hear that? My headphones just came out. Did you guys hear that? It was like it went into the dog frequency that only dogs can hear.
I'm just genuinely the most happiest I've been in like all week. It's been so frustrating how StreamYards doesn't show member chats. Thank sweet baby Jesus. I'm so glad. Okay, all right.
So like Reedy's mic just gave up. It was dog frequency for real. Yeah, we heard it too. D, 17 months membership. He says, how many shoeies were had in the US? I apologize, D, but I don't think I got drunk enough for a shoey. Look, I guess when I meet with Rob, it'll still be happening. No, yeah, sorry about that. I mean, look, I didn't want to get too blotto over there when I was a stranger in a strange land. Mo says Nugget is now sterile. Nugget's sitting there. He's sleeping. Butterbear says cool. Excellent. There you go. Ripped nuggets. Yeah, I did drink, but I didn't drink like crazy. I had to keep my wits about me. I had to walk home from the loft. What was it? A loft? Where you stayed there, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
I had to walk home from that to my very swanky Hilton suite, and I didn't know what kind of city I'm in. So I was like, am I going to get mugged here? What's going to happen? So I had to keep my wits about me. I didn't get too drunk, and I couldn't say anything to stop anything anyway. So.
Oh yeah, you lost your voice. Yeah.
It started coming back the moment I left Jacksonville. Like that.
Half the convention, Bancroft was just whispering. It's like, oh no, why is he quiet?
It was like a painful whisper too. It sounded strained.
That happened to me before at a convention. It sucked because it was it sucks when it happens to you. Well, I was at Tokyo Comic Con, and it was the one year I got to meet these artists I really liked, and then of all the years I just couldn't speak. It's like I was in Japan, I met these artists I admired, and all I could do was like.
It's the worst. You know what it reminded me of? It reminded me of being in France and not really speaking any French. And you just kind of sit there and go, and you just feel like a total retard. And you're just like, yeah. And I promise I can speak. I have things to say. I just don't know how to do it. Rai says, Rini, I want one of the art books.
Okay, I'll put them up on the website. I'll mark it up just a little bit to be fair to the convention buyers, but they'll be up because I have a few copies left. But I will not do any more reprints. Hope that's okay, everybody.
Jake's in the chat. He says, good morning. I was hanging out with Jake on his channel the other day, just catching up. Have you watched all the recap streams that everyone's been doing?
I watched a couple. I think I caught the one that you. Oh no, it was the one where you and Camel were doing while you were still in America.
Yeah.
And then I was actually on a couple, even though my voice was totally shot. I was on Vaughn's and Narwhal's channels. I was that's it. Then I was like, I really need to just rest.
I haven't seen Vaughn since the convention. I'm gonna go hang out on his channel a little bit. Mo says Bancroft gave Jake the great medical advice that if he drank harder alcohol, he would be able to eat beyond his usual limits. It worked. It's called a digestive in French. It's usually a brandy or something like that, something really strong that you have after or in between. What it courses, so you can you can power through. Can't speak French. Says, how's your father? You're embarrassing, CG Bancroft. Hey, I try.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I know. We're all supposed to speak at least 2 languages. You speak, how many languages do you speak? 2? More?
Speak 3. I'm trying to learn Spanish, but mi español es muy mal.
Moi aussi, avec le français. How about that?
I think we're about the same level.
Deutsch auch.
Oh.
Mein Deutsch ist jetzt sehr schlecht.
Okay.
Bancroft, you refused to do a shoey in American because he vows to redeem himself with a sake in Japan. Is that when you're doing sake out of a sock?
Sake out of a sock. I haven't heard of it, but I'm sure someone's done it.
It was I forget how to say your name. Iwazaru says you just said the N word in Spanish.
No, I didn't, but sure. Is there an N word in Spanish? I haven't learned. Okay, so my Colombian friends, it's just the word for black. It sounds like
just the
a
word
slur.
for black.
Yeah, it's just, but it sounds like a slur in English. And it is.
Hello, Jake.
Hello, governor. How's it going?
Hello.
Look, check it out. I've augmented my whole thing. I've even took some of my acoustic tiles down so I can put your massive poster.
Oh my god, it's up.
Ooh.
Look.
Oh my god.
So is that the massive one, or is that the?
Yeah, it's not so massive after all. But look, the Fiendish poster's there.
Oh my god! Look at all the swag that you got in Tampa. It's awesome.
I got my Sonic the Hedgehog animation cells with like Grounder and Scratch doing a Sieg Heil. I got like Camel's holographic poster. I even bought this to put your hat on, Rini, so I wouldn't have to wear it and get sweat in it all the time.
Oh,
I got the book. And I've tried to tidy up and stuff, and I'm even using the full frame of my camera now.
Yeah,
that looks great, but we're
zoomed in.
Kind of blinded right now.
I'll close it. Don't worry.
but great setup, Jake.
It's morning over here, so.
What's that? I don't see sunlight a lot. I'm confused.
Jas is in the chat. He says, "Is Rini teaching Mike how to draw?" I saw Rini draw in the sketchbook that she made and sold at auction. Whose sketchbook was that? That was
Travis.
That was
Travis?
Django Solo. Yeah,
Django
Travis.
Solo.
So yeah, she just did this freaking, I guess it was a sketch. It was amazing. I was in awe. I was like, how the hell do you just do that right then and there? I was pretty amazed. I was amazed by you, and I was amazed by Kelsey. What he was doing on his pad as well. Actually, Shane was doing some good stuff as well too. I didn't see Graham. Yeah, Kelsey was just like, oh, and we got to go through the infamous Chuck Dixon sketchbook. Did you see that, Rini?
No, I didn't.
You didn't? Oh my god, that was one of the highlights of the whole thing. Did you see it, Jake?
No.
I know that I saw Kelsey drawing in it, I think. Then I know he like took it home with him and didn't even give it back. And he's like, he took it home so he could correct what he drew in it and make it good enough to be in the sketchbook. And his son was like bringing it to him. His son comes around when we're all wrapping up, you know, when we all have like the stuff and we're all about to leave. And he's like, have you seen like a black sketchbook around? And I'm like, no. And I said to him, like, it's not going to be lost. I'm sure they'll get it back to you. But yeah, Kelsey apparently took that book home. That very valuable book that's full of amazing artwork.
I saw all of it. I got to see it. I saw every single page in that thing, and it is crazy. It's like Camel was flicking through it. He was like, this is $100,000 right here in my hand. In terms of like the art that's in there. And sadly, a lot of the artists have since passed, since drawing in that book. And we're talking huge legends, but I'm not going to spoil anything because I think Kelsey wants to do that on his own stream. But yeah, it's pretty.
Oh, he's going to flick through
Jasper, yeah. Jasper's asking who's in the sketchbook. You guys won't be disappointed. It's like we're talking massive heavy hitters. So.
And they're all doing pieces that are worthy of the sketchbook, which is like partly why Kelsey took it home because he wanted to do such a good job.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna drive to Louisiana and be like, Kelsey, live it here. I won't take it. I just want to contribute.
Speaking of sketchbooks, guess what I got to see Bancroft? I got to embrace the Fiendish Tome.
I saw that.
The secret
I'm
book.
Surprised you let you touch that.
Oh yeah, I brought it with me. I didn't bring it to the show because I was paranoid that someone might take it, but I brought my.
I'm surprised you brought it. I was like,
yeah, because every time I go to a show, I have this mindset of I can't mentally stop thinking about work. So I'm going to go to a show and I'll bring my work, I'll bring my script and my thumbnails, and I'm totally going to get work done on a show. And never happens. And every time I go to a show, it's just like drinking the whole time. But I did actually the last day because I stayed an extra day and then I was just chilling around Tampa and I got some sketching done. But yeah, I got Jake saw the sketchbook. Nobody else will. Allie also did.
Yeah, it's like
that's
only
just like give us one name. All right, I'll just say his first name, Dan. How about that? Dan is in there.
The surname when you say Dan, the surname I come up to my head is like Genovese. Is that a person?
No, that's someone in the chat. I think. No, it's
not. Oh, there we go. It's funny how it's funny how chat people's names stick in your head.
Favorite artist or famous artist?
Lawless, Frager. I don't know. I'm not going to steal Kelsey's thunder. It's his thing to reveal. So
I would if I could remember anyone's names. I'd do it, chat.
It's not Danny. It's not Danny. And Jasper points out there's not a lot of Dans. Yeah, that's why I thought it would be. You might be able to figure it out. Like when I say like heavy hitters, I don't think I'm overselling it. Like actual legends.
Rini, did you see the drawing I did of me and Allie?
No, I didn't.
Do you want to see it? I did it for a birthday.
Sure. Show me. I've been like ignoring the internet for like 3 days.
Probably for the best.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I've been finding really hard to kind of get back into the swing of things.
Yeah, it's almost like I had such a dose of the real world. I'm like, internet isn't that important anymore.
I wasn't on Twitter for a week. And I just, it's like, it wasn't even a thing. It was like, oh yeah, I suppose I better post something on Twitter. Whereas normally I'm just, constantly sort of, okay, I'm going to post this, post that or whatever. But yeah, it's been really.
Yeah, same.
Having a campaign.
Well, what's been good though is I was seriously invigorated to work. So I've just been drawing.
Oh, nice. I did that for Allie for a birthday. So.
Oh, that's awesome! That is so her.
It is her, isn't it? Like.
So it's perfect. The face is perfect too. I can hear her voice coming from the page. It's great.
That's good.
I love it.
There you go. Yeah, she was very happy with it too. So happy birthday, Allie.
Oh, that's great. That was cool. Yeah, we hung out the last day. It was not many people that stayed, but I always stay an extra day at the convention because I hate traveling like right after a show. And it was a bunch of us hung out at the pool Sunday night. And then Monday it was Jake and Allie and me. We just loitered about.
You stayed till Monday?
Yeah. I was planning on driving back Monday, but then Monday's like, but then I was like, I checked out of my hotel, and then I was giving Allie a ride back to, because she was between, Tampa and Atlanta. And then I realized Jake was still there, and I felt really bad that like Jake was hanging around and he flew all the way from England. I was like, let's hang out. And then we ended up just hanging out all day and sketching and talking about writing, and it was awesome.
No, you see, what really happened is we went to a kava bar, and me and Ali had kava drinks, and then our brains could no longer function because they get you
What's
high.
a kava bar? What are you talking about?
And then I had to wait for you guys to refunction again before I could leave, and then by the time I left, it was 7 fucking p.m.
We're there trying to talk about story, and like literally, I'm staring at Rini, and she's basically listing off all these names of characters and places and like plot points, and I'm like, hold it together, Jake, hold it together. And at one point, I was like, okay, I can do this as long as I give up on the face. So, like, I just let my face go like this, like, so, like, she's talking at me, and my face is, like, dead, like Bell's palsy or something. And I'm there trying to think
you
of,
looked like you were stoned as fuck, but I knew it was kava. Oh, so kava is, like, this herbal tea drink that's basically, the effects are, like, very mild weed. And it's totally legal. It's been legal since before weed.
It's illegal
was legal
over here. I can't get it.
Well, fuck that shit. But it's legal in America, and it's
I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, it's great because I don't like weed personally. Other people, not a judgment, but I don't like the effects when I take it. But I quite like kava because it's like all the effects that I like relaxation. It really helps you relax if you're like anxious or if you just need to chill. It really helps you just be a little in the zone and relax. But I don't feel so aware of my stupidity, which is what I hate about weed. And kava doesn't make you paranoid or anything. So you can, and we have kava shops, like kava tea shops all over America. And I discovered this when I lived in Austin. So we found out that there was one in Tampa, and we just hung out there for like hours. Yeah, it's a herbal tea. Somebody in chat asked.
It was a good day. Yeah, it's one of those legal highs, that kind of thing, and not so legal over here. Like they even banned salvia over here. So,
yo, well, like you're in England, and it's just I don't know.
G says it tastes like dirt.
It doesn't taste very good, yeah. But you blend it with other stuff. You blend it with other stuff and make like nice.
They're all flavored. Nice. There was like cookies and cream. I had one of those, and whatever the other flavors were. They were delicious, but yeah, there was like a bit of a soily taste.
Yeah, the actual kava itself, because I bought packs on Amazon. They like just raw kava powder. It is like it's like drinking Chinese medicine. Because I grew up drinking that shit, and it does taste like tree bark and dirt. But you add other shit to it, of course. So it doesn't taste bad. Yeah, it was fun. I have no idea what Jake or Allie remembers from that meeting, but I was just drinking coffee. So they were like just like out of their
minds. We're like, why are you not melted and dead? Why are you fine? You're like, well, I've just been drinking coffee.
I wasn't trying to be like, no, am I tricky? Because I was like, I'm driving. So
yeah, you can't drive on that. But like, me and Allie were basically two incapacitated slugs, and then Rini's there like a hummingbird listing off like all these names and places and plot points and talking about the story. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. What if you did this? And then she's like, great idea. And I'm like, yeah, I did it.
This is hilarious. I thought it was a good discussion.
It was.
It was just the three of you?
Yeah, just us. I think everybody else went home, or as far as we know. I wish more people stayed. Oh, we were talking about, we wish Bancroft and Campbell were here, but then we realized, you guys went back to like Jacksonville, and that's like 3 hours away, because we were going to be like, come hang out with us. Sad face.
We wish she'd still hung around a little bit longer than the couple of days. Do you know what? Here's the thing I haven't mentioned on stream yet. We could have gone to Simpsons Land, Bancroft. Yeah. It was an hour away. We could have gone to Universal. We could have grabbed a Krusty Burger and a Flaming Moe. We would have had all the photos. It would have been so good. But I didn't realize it was even there. Can you
Alas,
imagine if we'd all gone
it wasn't
Simpsons
to
Land
be.
together? That would have been so good.
Chris says Simpsons Land is not that good. Well, I'm sure it would have been
You're wrong,
better
Chris.
than no Simpsons Land.
You're wrong. It's very good. There's like life-size fiberglass painted, I guess effigies of Simpsons characters, sculptures, and it's just fun being in the space. He says, "No, I'm right." No, it's cool for someone who's a big Simpsons fans who, like, I'm sure both me and Bancroft are. It would have been electric.
Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
that would have been
guys,
pretty cool.
Did you guys know you can do this thing in Photoshop where my menu isn't showing, but you could flip your view by just going to view, flip horizontal. I didn't know
They
that.
have that now?
Yeah. I didn't actually have to
View.
flip the image. Go to view, flip horizontal, because sometimes you want to flip it to like kind of refresh
look at
your
that.
eyes. Yeah.
No, I didn't know that. That's the funny thing about Photoshop. I've been working in Photoshop professionally for decades.
I've been using Photoshop
She's
since I
so
was
proud
14.
of herself. She pressed the button and she's so proud of herself.
It's like Mel's like, oh, check out this thing. You probably don't learn anything from it. Because I use it professionally. It's like every single time. There's just tons of stuff you can learn. You literally can't learn everything in a lifetime. It's too much.
Yeah.
One thing you told me, Bancroft, that I bet Rini doesn't know because she colors in RGB. Rini, there's a button you can press that lets you preview your colors in CMYK whilst working in RGB.
Control Y.
Huh?
Yeah. Yes.
Control Y.
She did know. She did know, Jake.
Oh.
She's a professional.
Well, I'm not, so
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That was like an epiphany moment, but whatever.
I should have just let you have it. Like, what?
Well, for anyone who's listening, it's not only just Control Y. That's just your proof setup short key. So you can set up a whole bunch of different things. I have CMYK, but I also have values as well. So I can swap between CMYK and a special black and white that I've set up that is the best, because there's 100 ways you can turn an image black and white. But I think I've got the best one. To try to see, like, if the values are where they need to be. I was going to say something. Okay. Oh, look who's in the chat. Phil is here.
Hello.
Going, Phil.
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No, I was having a thought, and then it just. Oh yes. No, I was. Zoom was like, "Yay, more coloring technical talk."
Listen, this artist talk is what happens.
Why is that? Why is Mo saying don't big league me, Jake?
I don't know. It's probably because I said hi to Angela and then didn't say hi to him. Sorry, Mo.
Yeah. It was his birthday yesterday.
Happy birthday, Mo!
Happy birthday!
It was his. It was Mortal V's. I'm told it was not. You can never really believe when people say it's their birthday in CG, but I'm told it was Nor and Rad's, and even Ali's. Did you know it was at Ali's?
It was.
Yeah, I just showed you the birthday present I drew for it.
Oh, okay. It was a birthday present. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. I can never really believe anyone anymore.
They just want to shout out.
Says it's their birthday all the time. Well, here's my thinking going forward with conventions.
He's not going to go.
Why make a profit in business? Because anytime you make a profit, the government's just going to take it all. So I figure, like, just spend that profit on things like tax deductible things like going to conventions and stuff like that.
These are the right thoughts. This is the right thinking pattern. Yes, I like this.
Yeah, no, I mean, anyone who runs business knows this is how you do it. It's like, all right, I need a computer. Well, obviously, I'll use that as a tax write-off. I get a computer, and the government doesn't get to, have an extra couple of $1,000 to indoctrinate my children into hating themselves.
Yeah,
it's win-win all around. So, yeah, I definitely think after the success of Tampa that I will return.
Yeah. Yeah, I quite enjoyed this. It's one of those things where not just Tampa, but I want to do more shows with CG, and it's I am down for. First of all, I would like to do more shows that are more comic focused. I felt like Tampa was awesome with the people, but on the actual show front, it wasn't as comic-y as I hoped. But
Yeah, it was hard to get, like, people would look, but it was hard to get them to stop. And I mean, I didn't think I had a single sale to someone who just walked by and was like, "Oh, that's cool."
Right. So
and bought it.
it's so like that's my worry. And what I would like to try, not that I won't try Tampa again, I think I will, but I want, and I've been telling people, do Heroes Con. Definitely I want to do Garden City, the Jersey one, because that seems so awesome and I missed out on it. And I know Baltimore is also a good artist show, because anyone who's done convention knows that there are different types of conventions. There are certain conventions that are Hollywood cons, that like what San Diego has been. You have cosplay cons like what Dragon Con, and I think Matsuri is basically like, well, Matsuri is kind of like a YouTube or cosplay con, and then you have like kind of just trinket and fan art cons, which is what Tampa was, and the rare actual comic cons that are about comics are shows like Heroes in Baltimore, and they're very few and far between. But that's what I actually care about. And those, if you've been to those, because I know Tampa was the first show for a lot of people. If you've been to a show, imagine the whole thing is Artist Alley, and there are like with a small amount of long box stands we saw in Tampa, like multiply that by like 5. And there's like in Heroes Con, there's like an artist stage, because it's all about the art and the Artist Alley. Like the amazingness of it is incomparable. I love shows like that. And I want those, but with more CG people, because I want us to be like a whole fucking row, and let's show people how popular our shit is, and let's take over.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I think
that's the takeaway that everyone kind of had.
Yeah. I want to kind of like figure out what all the UK shows are, because back when I did comics in like 2008, there was like Bristol, which was super comicsy. There was the MCM Expos in London, and they were like pretty much the big pop culture cons. They didn't even have an Artist Alley when I used to table at those. You would just have to buy a booth, and there was only like 3 people selling their own self-published comics at MCM Expos like back in 2008. So you could get a lot of sales because you were like one of only 3 people. Like that was crazy. But like maybe I should, when I actually have a book put together, try and do some UK conventions.
In the chat, am I saying Bancroft, you can't gatekeep serious inquiries from the chat. He's talking about this. If Bancroft moves to America, who will move to Australia to fill the gaping hole in Rob? And he says, I meant in his heart. I knew that's what you meant. I absolutely knew what you meant. Don says, we need a dedicated CG con and awards banquet just for CG.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's enough of us for that. Like, I think kind of just showing up at these other conventions would really be a great start. CG road trip to Australia. Be lit, says D. Yeah, absolutely. We should try it. We should also say hello to this fella. Look, the gang's all
hello.
Hello. Hello, Phil.
I don't know
what I'm doing a British accent. Oh, what's up?
Hello, everybody in internet land. It's good to be here.
I wonder how many people would make the trip over to Australia. I don't think it would be many.
Would.
I haven't sold
I
it.
think
I haven't
no one
sold
would.
the, friggin' 24-hour travel time thing as something that's particularly appealing.
Doesn't sound like
I would, but just because I'm used to flying to Asia, and I would just drop by Taiwan to see family on the way. It would be fine. I'm used to it, but
just swing by Taipei.
Yeah, like so you get used to flying like 20 hours when your family's in Asia. But no, I would travel for cons. I love doing that because it's like it's an excuse to have a vacation, but you also do some business. I wanna do some UK shows. That would be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
over
not
here.
fair if we just always only make you guys come to America.
It's fine. The plus is we get to go to America.
Even though this is freedom land and we are bestest.
It's so I love being in America is the best. For someone who's outside of it, being able to go over there, it is awesome. Like, did you have that feeling, Bancroft, when you were there, that kind of like low-key electric feeling that you were in the land of the free?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. No, 100%. It's like, it's a really strange thing. Australia is, I had this suspicion, but I'm glad I went over there and checked it out myself, that Australia is kind of like America in so many ways. And it really is. I mean, there's almost no culture shock. It's just the differences are like the differences you would expect, say, from a state in the northwest to a state in the southeast. It's there's sort of cultural things are called different things, but I mean the kind of people they are, the kind of country it is the same. But there are obviously some pretty glaring differences that I think stem all the way back to the kind of formation of the countries themselves, and that is the whole freedom thing that Australia just is like, we don't need that. That's silly, But yeah, no, I did. I don't know how you couldn't feel it being there. Americans probably don't see it because they're not from somewhere where, you said something on the internet, we're coming over to arrest you, kind of land. We're going to sit you in a tribunal and grill you on what you meant. And like that in a minute saying that does happen here very often, but it has happened and it can happen, and that's the sad part about it all. Dean says, I'm literally eating tacos right now. I named my stream, it's Taco Tuesday on a Tuesday, because it is Taco Tuesday tonight here in this household. But we never do Taco Tuesday on a Tuesday. It's always not on a Tuesday. So I thought it was just something special I wanted to highlight.
That's amazing.
Thank you, nice. Joining me in Taco Tuesday tonight.
One of the big things that happens as soon as you come into America, and it like straight away at Atlanta airport, is just like how instantly commercialized everything is. And that when you go in, like straight away you're hearing like people like an announcement about saying like, we're working on people trafficking, and then you get like a message from the mayor saying like, we're supporting the troops at this airport, and then there's like screens everywhere with all the logos for the fucking food places. Like in England, that's all sanitized, it's all like boring, and there's hardly any businesses there, but it's like they're trying to get you into having the shopping experience on the little train between the concourses. And like going there, it was like, this is crazy. This country's full of nutters. And then when you go back, you're like, I'm gonna miss this. Like,
it's
then
that,
when you get in,
kind of annoying, but it's also the opportunity. Like, it's the go-getter entrepreneurial spirit. Like, I know it's a little, I don't like things being corporatized, but commercialized. It's nice though, because it's opportunity, right? And work.
The American way, baby.
And then as soon as I got back in my own country's airport, I'm like, this fucker sucks.
I went from, now San Francisco isn't much of an airport, but I tell you what, Chicago O'Hare is like a city.
Baby.
Chicago airport's awesome.
Insane. Huge. And I was really a little bit upset because I was supposed to have 2 hours in Chicago, and I got delayed in Jacksonville, and I ended up having to run through Chicago airport, and it was like, and even running, it took me about 20 minutes.
When he says delayed,
I got to the gate and they were like, you got to board. I was like, but I want a hot dog. I'm in Chicago. Yeah, that was very annoying.
Well, we got to do one in Chicago. I would love to to do a Chicago con, have everybody over at the arcade one night.
Yes, that would be awesome. Flying into Chicago was the only time I could see out the window, and it was daylight.
Oh yeah.
And so I got to see the city, where all the skyscrapers are. And I also got to see there's just these enormous swathes of Chicago that are just these, I presume they're really old manors, like these mansions with these huge field-like yards. And they were I don't know if you've ever been out to that area, but it looked like friggin' Downton Abbey out there. I don't know what's going on out there. And then there were also just sort of more normal suburbs. They look really nice as well. I think I want to go back to Chicago and check it out.
Yeah, the city's beautiful. Like downtown, all the skyscrapers, a lot to do. You could get stabbed, shot,
Mm-hmm. Well, there's those areas. I don't know if I'll check out those areas, but
I do want to do C2E2, and I never did. I had so many chances, so
it's
it's
huge. C2E2 is huge. That's like I think it's the third largest comic con in the country now, and they do it pretty big, and they pay us to bring a bunch of arcade games out there too. They have like A to Z artist alley, like ginormous artist alley.
Oh, I was about to ask, is it good for artists? Because I don't really know. I've heard it's good, but like,
yeah, it has a huge artist alley. I mean, the last one I was at, they had Sean Gordon Murphy and they had Chris Claremont all the time, and a bunch of big guys. But I hear it's hard to get a table at it because they do like a process, and they want you to have book sales already to prove. But when we went last time, we weren't in Artist Alley because we were with the arcade, and like we set up a table in the arcade booth, and we had like the most sales we've had at a con there, which was pretty crazy.
How many?
How many sales?
Yeah, like
I don't know. It had to be a couple grand, I think.
Wow.
And that's not, no notable CGers.
Yeah, that's just people kind of walking by.
It was foot traffic, and I think we did better there than we would have in an artist alley because there was no competition by us. And we had people that didn't know us come up to the booth and be like, these are the coolest comics we've seen here this weekend. I'm like, oh, this is awesome. But we did have some people that did know us from streams and that were wearing like Cyberfrog shirts, and a couple of like Dan Dahl has a buddy out here that picks up his stuff and gets a lot of commissions from him, and he came over and bought some stuff, which was really cool. So there was a handful of people that knew us, but more people that didn't know us that bought from us. It was a really
Mo is got to head out. Says how the panel, how the chat, how Phil, I guess.
Oh my God, Mo!
Hell, Mo.
What's going on with Mo, Phil?
Happy birthday!
I don't know. I said hi to him when I came in earlier when I was in the chat.
It's because you didn't wish him a happy birthday.
Happy birthday,
True, I didn't.
Mo.
Happy birthday, Mo. I guess.
Let's go back to Rini for a bit. See what she's doing. What are you doing, Phil? You just
did some lettering.
About lettering. Right.
Yeah, I was gonna go to bed, but I'm like, let me finish lettering this page. So I jumped on here while I finished that. I'm almost done.
What are you doing, Jake? Early in the morning.
I'm actually trying to draw Ella again because I'm trying to get better and better at drawing her for the competition. I can actually set up my camera and like share the screen.
Yeah, if you want to, that would be awesome.
I just got back from the Blinking post office. I bought the Cyber D Frog piece from John. Do you remember that?
Yes.
An age ago? I still don't have it. What? Because of our bloody merry old England taxes from the Queen, they you send it over and then they're like, oh, we sent a letter to your P.O. box, and it's the first time using a P.O. box. So they sent a letter for me to pay my my taxes to the Queen.
Oh, right. You got the VAT taxes and stuff.
Yeah, and then so then I paid it, and then it got delivered, but then they're like, sorry, the address couldn't be delivered to the address. And I'm like, what the hell? And it's been like over a month, but it's getting finally delivered tomorrow. So
no, they were like, oi, have you got a license for this D?
Yeah, you got a license for this robot dick? No, I don't. Well, that's all right. You have to pay us at $59.99, and then you can have your license. Like, okay, thanks.
Oh God,
bastards! Yeah, the VAT is ridiculous.
Oi, oi! Are you living
Maromi says we had a war about taxes.
Yeah, you guys are better off. Trust me, I'm not disputing that one.
I don't know what the tax rates now are still.
Everything's still cheaper in America, no matter what.
Did you guys know the finger thing means the taxes?
I did. Yeah, I say that often. The taxes, the taxes.
It means the taxes.
The thing, the thing that means the taxes.
So I'm gonna lay claim to this idea. Sadly, it's like slow. I'm gonna lay claim to this idea. I wish. See, Ella has wind powers, and I'm like, oh man, I wish she had fire powers, because then I could give her like fire hair. But I'm gonna pretend that she ends up collecting all of the powers like Infinity Stone.
Like an avatar.
She's not Aang, the last Airbender. Okay.
Does Aang have fire hair?
You might as well.
Yeah, he does.
No, I don't know. Does he?
He could accidentally set his hair on fire.
Well, look, she's got on the cover. She's got like fire around her.
I know on the poster. So I'm like, she must have access to fire at some point because of this. So I'm like, I want to draw her with like big glowing fire hair, like as if she's activating it. And she's got red hair. So I'm like, that kind of like works really well if she had fire hair and she's a ginge. And I'm like, maybe she has glowing eyes as well. But
makes sense to me. Maybe not the glowing eyes, but.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll put some fucking eyes in, and then there we go.
Avatar, Jay.
I mean, I suppose if you have fiery hair, you could have reflected light hitting the eyes that looks kind of glowing.
Milky reflected light in the eyes.
Really cares what she looks like. She wants to be cool. She wants to fit in.
Oh, that's pretty. I like those eyes.
Yeah, he's doing good eyes. He's really nailing the eyes. Actually, that's probably the closest you've gotten, Jake. Although I do know the pencils do lie, so
we'll link it to see. But yeah, it's been very difficult drawing an actual human that isn't just like a cartoony design and making it look appealing. Because look, this is trash. These are kind of crummy. Like they just.
I like how you just got a carnal in the middle of it.
Say again.
Like you just got a carnal in the middle of it.
This is like me just having a break. Like I want to draw something where I don't want to pull my hair out, please. So I'm like, I'll just draw a carnal randomly. But look, it's all crap.
Wow, you did that much practice for it?
Huh?
I know, right?
Well, I'm not very good at drawing, so I've got to.
What?
Reni's just like, I'd be able to nail that in one go, easy.
Put that
much work into it? Jeez.
I'm impressed that you're so dedicated. That's inspiring.
I'm like honored actually that he's spending all this time on it.
Well, I don't want to embarrass myself.
You doing a fan piece or something?
He's got the competition, Phil. You should enter. You should enter the Lucent fan art contest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wait,
500. Let me bring it up actually.
I'll show my entry that I already finished as well if you want.
Where is it? Is it here?
There's a big pile.
I just copied Reni's thing. Pretty much.
It's fine. I copied from other people.
Dean is entering. Can't wait to see that. Yeah, there's a bunch of people entering that I'm really honored that they're going to be having a crack at it.
It's a good idea.
Yeah, I like you know what I like the idea of parsing it out a little bit in terms of like it's not just winner takes all. So there will be a first, second, and third. 500 for first, 300 for second, 200 for third. Standard stuff. Create an original, full color, finished illustration featuring characters or environments. I took that from you, Rainy. I know a lot of people are just like, Bancroft just draws buildings and stuff. Maybe I can do something like that. Like, we'll see how you go.
Approved.
No AI, which is what you have to say now.
Yeah, you got a good point. Yeah, I gotta remember that.
No
like,
lewd. Now I have to say that because I have been a little bit flippant with my innuendo on the streams, and a lot of people are really anxious to draw like a big nippled Ella. You can. You absolutely can.
No areola.
Probably won't win. That's all I'm going to say. And the hashtag is Lucent Fan Art, and you have ages to do it. It's due November 1st, so plenty of time.
Well, here's my entry. Here's a deep look into Ella's fractured mind.
Yeah, that's the literal fractured mind one.
Literally.
Yeah, I did see that.
No one laughs. Great. Here's some panel stuff. Like panel layouts. That his tree house. There's the pencils to the Amita piece that I did.
Ooh.
Yeah. If you want to draw someone with big boobs, draw Amita. She has
she's got that
wide
Amita.
hips. She's got the thighs. She's got the
this sketch doesn't have them big enough. What should have happened is I should have drawn the bottom of them.
And make them all glistening and
amazing.
Or something.
They're shining.
Amazing. I love it.
Yeah, they would be really floppy if they were unleashed.
Michelangelo says he's going to make his own Lucent fan art contest.
Yes.
There's another alley.
It's amazing how accurately you can draw alley.
That's hilarious.
Well, I was staring at her face for like days on end at the convention. So
that was her all weekend.
Yeah.
She said I didn't say hi to her. I was trying to make eye contact with her, but she wasn't having a bar of it. And I'm like, that's how I'm not just really someone to kind of come up and just kind of get in someone's face and say hi. So I was like trying to make kind of eye contact across the room, and she just wasn't. She was like she was looking forward, and I was like, oh, I guess I'll have to wait then. She said, "Oh, Bancroft didn't say hi to me. He's rude." And I was like, "No, I was trying to say hi to you, and you weren't looking." Anyway,
it's like shy people that both want to say hi but aren't.
Yeah, two introverts. Introverts, like trying to negotiate their introversion. Yeah.
That face looks really good, Jake.
It does. That is really. I really impressed with like the whole facial structure is that's tight.
I don't think it looks very good, but thank you very much.
Oh, well then do it again. Damn it.
Maiden Hell says psychic contact isn't a thing, Michael. I feel like it is, though. I feel like if you look at someone, they get a sense that you're looking at them, and then they look at you. That's how it's always worked for me. So not with Ali, apparently.
I agree with you, but I also get made fun of following the moon, so
yeah, that's
true. Oh, the moon phases, yes.
That is true. Butterbear says, "Hey, speaking of art, when are we getting more sketch cards?" I took a break off them because of Tampa, obviously, but I'll get another batch in. This will be Saturday for you guys. My Sunday or Monday. Yeah, I was busily drawing them. I was doing them on the plane. I was doing them in the airports, but I didn't get as many done as I was hoping to. But that's okay.
But he did have a celebrity moment where someone was like, "Oh my god, did you draw?"
I had a couple actually. I had one on the plane. The guy next to me was like, "They're really great. Wow, you're really good." I was like, "Oh yeah, I'm good at tracing my own shit. Yeah, I'm pretty good at that." And we just got talking about the comic and everything. The first guy actually went to the website and checked it out, so that was pretty cool. That's all you need to do. Just go walk around places where people are, sit down and do art, and then they'll come and check out your book.
I need to put a Rini diamond on this nose. For some reason, it instantly makes it look like a Rini drawing if you put the diamond on the nose, and then like
the diamond.
A little bit of this.
That's
and
to
then,
me is like Webtoon. Like everyone does that on Webtoon. Oh, they make the nose really red on the tip.
Yeah, the alcoholic nose, the brandy nose.
It's like the Twitch girl nose, right?
Yeah.
No, I just like doing the diamond to add dimensionality to.
Yeah, because otherwise the nose can look like the way I draw them, especially. I try to do as few lines as possible on faces because every time I add in stuff, it just ends up looking like a dog's breakfast. So yeah, they can look super flat. So I need to use the colors to get the dimensions in and the actual depth. Otherwise, yeah, it just looks like a weird thing on the face.
Yeah. I don't know why I do that. It's just, it looks nice. You gotta be like sparing with the detail. It's like, especially if you're drawing women or young people, just a little line here and there.
But you put so much detail into your feminine faces, Rini, and it always looks good. Like you really do. Like we're here talking about putting hardly any in. Like I've got, I think your piece is in here. Oh look, it's the Ragnar piece I drew.
Yay! I love that. That's great.
Like, look, like you still got like a bunch of lines on the face and stuff. That maybe this one's less so.
It's not that much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like gradient, right?
Yeah, it's a gradient.
Nope. No, we'll put that one on screen.
That's it.
No, there we go. Have you guys seen this one I drew of John?
Oh my gosh.
With Faye stepping up.
Damn, Faye. Okay.
Well, that's funny that you should draw John in a kind of, I mean, it's almost sex dungeon-ish. With the drawing there. Considering he's come out so hard.
It's good.
The castle. And he's come out so hard against it, I feel like I have to defend it, even though I didn't go and I didn't want to go.
Right. He seems really obsessed about it. That's all I'm saying.
That's FOMO, man. He never got to live his dreams.
I absolutely loved going to the Gothic asshole. Gothic castle. I love clubbing. The funny thing is, like, he was trying to make fun of everyone for not dancing. Rini, you can attest to this. As soon as we got drinks, I grabbed you, Narwhal, and Vaughn and dragged you to the dance floor. And we were not there for 5 minutes. We were there for at least 20 minutes dancing.
Yeah, we were dancing badly, but we danced.
You were dancing.
It really... I was
dancing
badly. I can't dance to save my life. No, honestly, I think people... It's because of that fucking, like, butt plug weirdo where people are like, ooh, it must have been really raunchy. It was like so
It was so tame.
It was just so a normal tame. It really was like it was a club that really wanted to be edgy. So they had this like whipping station that's like, ooh, look how edgy we are. But it really was just such normie, soft people. And then there was like a couple of cringy, soft weirdos who were naked.
Like on the dance floor, you literally had people in baseball caps and like American football shirts. Do you know what I mean? Like people weren't even all being goth and edgy. The dance floor was full of normies. They were playing like 80s normal music. It wasn't like even gothy like Blade opening scene of Blade music. It was like
like 80s. Rammstein or something.
Yeah, that's what you think it was, but it wasn't even that. Like
or Korn or something. Because like it was mostly the music and the other people there because like I said, I don't really go clubbing, but I'm like, I know the music and I was expecting at least goth or metal music, but it was really pretty normie. And Allie would know more than me and she was like, yeah, this is really normie. So I trust her.
Yeah, she hated it.
Says, yeah, standard club people. Well, I'm just glad I didn't go because I can't stand clubs.
Oh,
that's not my scene.
I
didn't even know that people hung back at the thing. Apparently, Kelsey and a bunch of others hung back at the.
Yeah, it was
the
me,
lobby.
Brandon, Kelsey, Chad, Well-Read, and Reader Nate.
I would have hung back. It's just kind of pointless. It's like
Hung back where?
yeah. I would have stayed at the hotel lobby with all you guys, but
Dude, we were holding palaver all night, man. It was us around the campfire talking about guys being guys and trying to take down global communism. It was amazing.
It was that was the man night
like
you
I
were
missed
talking
out.
about.
Yeah, it was great. It was really good.
Yeah, it was really frustrating. I was getting frustrated at that point because I felt like the longer I tried to socialize, the worse the voice was getting.
Yeah.
And it was just, it sounded like someone was strangling a squirrel or something coming out of my mouth. It was terrible.
Oh. Yeah, we really wish you stayed after the con. That would have been cool. But I guess, I don't know. Nobody really coordinated, like, oh, who's hanging out after the show?
Well, he was still there. He just went to like Castle Camel.
I went to the New Space City, hang in the ivory tower.
That's right.
Camel was like, "You socialized enough, buddy. You're coming with me."
I've booked you in for a 3-day stay at my house. I'm gonna get the absolute maximum out of you. You know what we did? We went house shopping.
I was about to bring that up. That's so funny.
It was good too. It was fun. It was like I got to see how it's funny because to me the houses were really impressive. They were really lovely and huge and just amazing. But the prices were, you can barely get a house for those prices in Australia. But the houses that you get here are usually pretty shit. Even the new ones, I know the builders, they build terrible monstrosities, but they cost, $2 or $3 million or $1.5 at the minimum. So we was like, imagine you could move to the States and, for the amount of money people pay on houses here, you could live like a friggin', like a king.
Do you guys have brick houses?
Do we have what?
Do you have brick houses, or is it like the twigs and plastic houses that Americans live in?
We have a mix.
Brick over here. I'm in a brick building, I think.
I'm in a brick building too. How dare you, Jake?
Most American houses I've stayed in made out of like fiberglass and like vinyl stickers.
Fiberglass. Yeah, it did bother me as well. A lot of houses are just built from wood, but it's it's a different climate.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to be in a brick house in like Florida.
Yeah.
And Proby said I had to consummate my relationship with Camel. Well, we had to drive back. We were with a Camel and his wife too. Remember, it wasn't just Camel.
That's why you were delayed at the airport, because we were both like you couldn't leave each other. You were holding each other's hands, looking at each other's eyes. Like, I've just had such a wonderful time with you, and I don't want to. I can't believe it's coming to an end already.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
Camel's wife is protesting. She has opinions.
Camel's wife's funny, man.
Yeah, she's really cool. She's really cool, really nice.
Yeah, she was cool.
Mortal V says, I wonder if Michael's family disowns him for wanting to be American. No, my kids would die to live in America. They would love to. But it's no small thing picking up and relocating to the other side of the world.
Yeah. I feel bad for them and family.
Of 1 to 10, how likely are you to actually go through with it now?
I think it's if possible, it's fairly likely.
Oh wow.
But it would be part of a kind of multi-year plan. It would, I'm not in a place where I can do it now, but potentially, but again, it might. Who knows if it's even possible? There's all sorts of kind of visa considerations and all sorts of stuff. So
you can do it if you have a business that owns over a certain amount.
Yeah, I know.
And has
Yeah,
a certain
so
amount
that's
of-
why I'm like building.
Yeah.
So what Michael's saying is everybody back Lucent right now.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, fund my new life.
Yeah, so you come to America.
No, we could move to France now.
What?
Assuming,
all the riots.
Exactly. Yeah. Or Mel's parents were like, "No, you're not moving to France right now. It's not somewhere where you want to actually come to at the moment. It's sort of more a place where lots of people are stuck, and that's all up in the air. I mean, who knows what's going to happen there? But Australia is as well. It is not the country it once was, and it's quite sad. And it seems to be rapidly deteriorating in many, many ways. I still love the country. I love the people. But yeah, it's like it's getting harder and harder to survive here because of so many, like, especially as someone who, like, my values aren't aligned anymore with, I guess, the direction of the country. Just in so many different ways. It's like,
well, you're at feminism ground zero, right?
Yeah. It's not only that, it's everything. It's everything. I mean, and that's just and that's that's not even considering just how, I mean, sometimes it feels like we're in the early Weimar Republic in terms of like friggin' the cost of living. It's getting crazy. There's like just normal people like, oh, my gas bill was a couple of $100 the same time last year. Now it's $1,600. All right.
They did that with electricity over here around the time of like Russia stuff started pepping up. Everyone's electric bills shot up, and now they've gone down again. But the thing is, they didn't go down for businesses; they just went down for like normal people. So like businesses are still paying through the roof for electricity.
That doesn't make sense.
Chris says Australia will bounce back
because the businesses won't revolt, but the people will. So they just let the businesses eat it because they won't do anything. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, there's no actual reason to. It's not. It doesn't seem fair.
It's all just price fixing, fudging the numbers reasons.
I'm so glad we have guns.
Oh, I just finished Bancroft.
Oh, damn it! I didn't realize you were sharing. Sorry, it was underneath.
Someone in the chat did ask. Biker
That's
Angela.
a cool page.
Yeah. It's like it opens up with like this car chase, and she jumps on the side, and you got you can see Crimstone here on the side there. Tries to crash into the wall because the driver's freaking out. You get a 6 shot of her driving, and she's talking to Crim throughout this little scene here. So it'll be pretty fun. It's gonna be good. I'm actually gonna go do a signature film move and go take a shower
right now.
So thanks for having me.
You just
Michael.
shower at all hours.
Yeah, I gotta take one. It's
so we gotta start taking a record. It's like, Bill, this is the 3rd time you exited a stream by saying you would shower today.
I know. Every time I do it, I promise you, I'm gonna shower.
Do you sweat that much, or do you just do it for writing reasons?
No, I'm not sweating. It's just, we got a new shower head yesterday. I installed the new shower head, and I want to try it out.
One day we're gonna have to unpack this shower infatuation.
I'm just
psychologically to the heart of it. How would you go in a zombie apocalypse when there are no showers? You just like crawl into a hole and die.
No, shower in the blood of my enemies.
No more hot showers. I guess there's no point of living anymore.
Yeah, that's a man.
See, Chris in his comics knows. He says if the shower is good, it's good.
Oh, I agree. I mean, I love a good shower. You luxuriate. It's nothing better.
A shower before bed is the most amazing feeling. When you've dried off, it's like all your pores have opened up. So if you've got like nice silk sheets and stuff and you get in bed, it's like bliss. It's like you're sitting.
I don't know how you made like pores opening up sound really lewd, but you somehow did.
You just wrap yourself in towels and don't even like put on your pajamas and roll in bed.
That's gonna be me.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Do you guys have all it's like a Power Rangers like badges
Hold
where
on,
you
hold on.
reunite them. Phil's got
let me
his.
find mine.
Yeah, you gotta get
okay.
your
I haven't unpacked.
I didn't know. He's in the shower. Are you a soap? You use soap like a bar of soap, or you were like a gel guy?
Yeah, I'm all about that gel. Body
It's
gel.
inaccurate.
He hasn't learned about Big Gel yet.
Yeah.
What they put into it?
Yeah. You gotta go bar. You gotta go bar soap, Phil. You're gonna get big gels seeping.
Haldir wants to know if you ever do the cold shower. You know, charge that immune system up.
No, I've never done.
Have you ever done that?
Yes. No, I wanted to do cold plunge. We were going to use some of the funds from our YouTube memberships to buy one of those cold plunge tubs, like stainless steel ones, and I was going to start doing those.
Always drinking.
Wait.
Nice.
I had my first what is it? Youngling?
What's that good?
Doing the face. You need the rainy trashed face.
You need to somehow get your eyelids to you need to somehow get your eyelids to
She's so proud of herself.
Hang on. She's getting it. Hold on a sec.
Those Asians don't do a lot with their eyes.
No more sips for me.
There's mine. There's the surfboard one. Noel's not here to show his. Look, he's actually a hedgehog. Do you want a hedgehog story update? Actually, I have a new car since I got back. I went for a drive last night. I'm like, I'll go for a drive. I was driving down a road, and I wasn't really looking where I was going. I actually went too fast over a speed bump and caught some air for once, but I'm like racing along, and I see this like tiny little bristly mound in the middle of the road. And I'm like hurtling towards it, and I'm like, no! And it goes right under the middle of the car, right?
Oh my god!
So I'm like, it didn't hit the wheel. So like, pull over. I park up, and I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, no. And I run over, and it is every time I go out in my car during the summer. I always see a poor, no longer alive hedgehog, and this one was in the middle of the road. And I checked it. It wasn't. It was already past because rigor mortis has already set in. So I was like, yes, no guilt. I'm like, then I'm like, oh no, I'm not happy he's dead. So I I picked it up out the road and I gave it a much better resting place under a tree instead of under the road. But yeah,
I'm sorry, little Hedgie was dead. It's sad.
I said a little prayer for him or her, I guess.
You didn't pick it up and inspect it?
No, I did. I picked it up, checked it out, and then like realized it had been dead for a while, and then just carried it and put it like to rest under
hands.
I mean, maybe, and put it under a tree so it wouldn't be in the road.
Hedgehog whisperer.
Before I go, here's a sneak peek of the next page. It's a double page spread. I'm ripping up the. Ripping open
look at that!
Very cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's so sick.
How many pages left?
Well, we're a little over halfway of everything drawn and colored. I'm on this is page 1819 of letters. So we're getting there. We're getting in it.
Very cool.
All right, guys, I'm gonna take off. I'll think of you.
Enjoy your shower.
See ya.
Bye, Phil. Jeremy Verse asks, what paint did I use on my hats? Leather acrylic.
And then she also used Patrick's pink, and then apparently he lost the pink, and now he blames you for stealing his pink paint.
What? No, I gave it back. He just needs to look through his piles and piles of boxes. But yeah, it's acrylic. It's so I bought this type of acrylic it's literally called leather paint, and is like just acrylic, but it's more flexible, so it can bend with clothing, so you can paint on backpacks and jackets. And I mean the hat bills are pretty stiff, but I figured I'd just use a high quality thing that wouldn't rub off. You know, you could actually, it'll last you years because I care about my product and my customers. The end.
What are you drawing now, Jake?
I'm just trying to I'm trying to thumbnail out ideas for the actual layouts of the of like possible ideas for doing what the competition piece will be. I've got like, I want to do her activating this fire hair power thing. I want to do like a mix
may
of
or may not exist.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pretend it exists.
No, like for real though. I mean, she has some fire on her on the cover, so I guess you get to use it.
Cool. Yeah. And then I'm like, I want some like some mix of like sleeping heads, but then like running people. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you see them sleeping, and then like the figures acting. Do you know what I mean? Like a mix of this kind of thing. But I haven't got many ideas really. Like I'm thinking like you could have a good piece where it's like a head here, of some kind, and then like some kind of like action scene with people here, even though the head's looking over it.
I love that you're putting this much thought into it. It's it's amazing.
Like I said, I don't want to embarrass myself by making something that's terrible. So I want to
I finally done it. Like, oh yeah, that's cool. Great.
Yeah, can you imagine? It was the same with Camel's art contest. Like I pained over that as well because I'm like, this has got to be good. So that's why I drew that giant T-Rex's head, because I'm like, hey, if I get a T-Rex with lots of detail in the skin, no one can say this looks terrible.
It did look good. It did look great.
Mm-hmm.
Rainy. Fiendish
Yes,
store.
sir.
Website, fiendishcomic.com. I heard you say on John's that you sold out of was it the first book? You got to reprint them? What did you sell out of?
Yeah, the first book. So yeah, at least from my calculations, because I printed a bunch of the first books, and but because there were a lot of orders for the first book with the second campaign, and adding in on the website orders onto that with my current inventory, I don't have any more. I need to do another print run, and it's a great problem to have, but it's like I'm like honestly just flabbergasted. I've never, you guys have to understand, I have been doing my own comics and printing them for like 10 years now. And I have been doing print runs of like 50, 100 books, and I would not sell it at conventions. And all of a sudden I'm printing like 2,000 books and I keep selling out. I think I print enough and it's not enough. Like it's this wild, I mean, hail. Fucking the power of Comicsgate is amazing, but I need to print more books.
Incredible.
So but I put book one back on the website as pre-order, so you guys will have to wait a few months. I will print more of book one with the 2.5 campaign, and I will also have chapter 2 up, but with this cover I'm currently working on. I want to finish this cover art so I can actually have like a proper, thing to put on the store.
When you reprint,
ties in.
Is it a new cover, or is it just like the same cover that it was before, but it's like the third printing or something like that?
What do you mean with the Fiendish one?
Yeah.
No, it'll be the same. I might add. Well, I'm tweaking a few things. I actually don't like this. Like this little. I changed between Fiendish 1 and 2. It's very minor. I changed the way this like kind of publisher logo looks. See, so I had these arcs like arc names, but then I realized I don't really need that, like, because I'm just gonna have fiendish, like minor changes, very very small.
That's still something. There's still something.
You will be able to tell.
The first edition is
Yeah.
something, and then you got the second edition. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, so if you do have a fiendish one that says Arc 1 Epicenter, that's like either, of course, the ones that are the actual campaign covers or the first mass market printing, and I'm going to change that. I think I'm going to adjust the brightness on the cover, so it'll be very subtle, but it hadn't occurred to me, but I think I'm going to actually start putting the print run number in the book.
That's a
And
good idea.
I'm like, I should probably also get ISBN numbers for all of them. But yeah, I think going forward, I'll have the actual print run, and so people will know exactly which edition they got, because that's important to collectors.
I wrote very, I guess, arrogantly of me. I did write first edition in my first printing. I'm glad that worked out.
That's just smart, because I didn't even think of that. And now people are like, "Why didn't you do that?" It's like, because I wasn't expecting people to want to buy.
You need to be more arrogant, Rini.
It is funny like that, though. You're so true. It's like you work and you work, and no one cares for years and years, and then all of a sudden, people care, and people are interested in what you're doing, and at least for me. I mean, I haven't had quite the success you have yet, but even the success that I've had, it is quite surprising, and you're like, oh wow, this is new, this is different, this is good, and they are good problems to have. They are still problems nonetheless, because it costs money to reprint things, and it really is a case of the more money you make, now you've got all these new problems that you didn't have before, so you got to like navigate that, and everything's bigger and slightly more difficult, but that's what we're working for.
Yeah, I'm not going to complain, certainly, but it is, in a way, it's good problems, but it's a whole new set of challenges now that I have to manage an actual large and somewhat large inventory for a small publisher, of course. And I'm like, it was just this year with Fiendish 2. Like, I'm looking at like the credits page, and it's just between Fiendish 1 and 2, there's so many more people, because with Fiendish 1, this was the credits. It was just this. And one of them was a special thanks. It wasn't anybody who worked on a book. I had 3 people working on the book. And this time around, I had variant covers. I had like an editor. I had people doing the back cover. And like the next book is probably going to be more people. And it's like there's so many people that I want to thank. I have like a thank you page in the back. Like how it's grown is insane. Like it's still, if I stop to think about it, I'm just stunned, because like this year with Fiendish 2 is a total different experience, because not just that I know what I'm doing more, so things were more streamlined, but also like it's not just something I'm drawing alone, and I'm having like I have just me and my colorist. I have a team. I'm paying people. I have a fulfillment guy, and like I already know the printers. I have this whole communication process down, and I mean it's great, but it's I wouldn't. 3 years ago, if I told myself this is where I would have been, I wouldn't have believed it.
Yeah, I was doing quite well on Webtoon, and I think I had probably like 25,000 subscribers, and I would get hundreds of people commenting when I put out an update, and it was great. It was really cool. It was all just a dopamine hit. It wasn't real, and it got to the point where it's really hard to justify sinking the amount of time I was sinking into it, time away from the family and everything, if it's just for likes and nice comments and stuff. So Comicsgate couldn't have come around at a better time for me, because that was another little gamble. I'm like, all right, well, I'm seeing these guys are doing it. I hope, I can do something similar. And yeah, so far it's going really well. And I'm so happy because, yeah, when there's money involved, now it's okay. Now maybe I could start a business and take things a lot more seriously and justify, doing crazy, stupid, draughtistic Eiffel Tower panels and stuff like that I want to do. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great. I mean, I'm sure we've had similar experiences, and Jake, that's on the horizon for you. Hope you're prepared.
Fingers crossed. Hopefully, I'll be there with you guys one day.
I have faith in you. Just
yeah,
put
just
out a book and do a
together
good job. And you got this. You got this.
Yeah, just putting together. I've been roughly putting together the first campaign page just to see what it feels like, and that's a fun experience. It makes you think about, wait, what am I actually going to try and sell?
Yeah, just making the book, that's just the beginning. That's just, and that's when I say that's just the beginning, I mean, that's a monumental task in and of itself. And I think most people don't manage to get the book done and market themselves well. It's a rare person that actually manages to do both those things at a high level. And I mean, God, there's so much that goes into it when you think about it. I don't like to think about it. I just just put my head down and do it day to day, because if you stop to think about it, you're like, oh my goodness. But there's no other way to do it, really, I think.
No, I'm looking forward to it. It actually seems a little bit easier than making a video game, so I'm actually relieved that I get.
That would make sense, because there's so many people who start a video game but never finish it, and like way more than a comic.
Yeah, comics are just fun, man. Like you can do it on your own, pretty much, like a one man army kind of thing, and like as long as you plan what products you want to make and actually cost them properly, and then figure out a deal with a shipping thing, it seems like it's not actually that big a deal. Like I think to mess this up, like you really have to have not thought ahead at all, from my point of view.
Well, most people just underestimate the importance of marketing and selling, and how that whole thing works. Which is a shame, because there's some really beautiful books out there that just kind of languish, and then they have the indignity, I guess, of having to sit there while other books that aren't as nice, sell like gangbusters, because whoever it is really put a lot of time and effort into marketing themselves. So that's just the way it is.
Well, an interesting thing is, sorry.
No, go on.
Say us three, we're drawing our own book. Imagine you're like Phil and you actually have to pay an artist. That is so much of an outlay. Like even relying on an artist to get it done as well. Like I do not envy the people like Phil who have to pay, like work with an artist. Like that would be a whole other level of stress.
Yeah, and people can flake and stuff, and so many things that can go wrong. So, but I feel like that's what we have to deal with the factory or a printer or an artist flakes out and fucks you over. With the comic, gaming is like that's tenfold, because you need so many more people, and that's why so many games fall through.
Yes.
At least from what I've seen. I've also worked in gaming. I know how it is. But it's so much easier in comics, though, even with all that taken into mind, because if you can draw, if you're lucky enough to just have the skill, comics is the one visual medium where a single person can put out a whole product, and that's pretty fucking cool.
It's crazy.
it's one of the things among many other things, why I love comics. I mean, I could be doing so many other things, but I fucking love comics, and I can't explain it.
Yeah,
but
I like to say it's the hardest way to maybe make a little bit of money.
Yes, yeah.
Damn.
It is.
But look, there's always that dream that you could blow up, and that's the enticing thing. And even though the odds are probably not on your side, I mean, the way I look at it is, and I've always looked at it like this: the world always needs the next J.K. Rowling or George Lucas or someone. It's always needing the next one of them. And sure, it's probably not going to be you, but I mean, it's going to be someone. Why not try? And just do something crazy like that, and maybe it work out, maybe it won't. And even if it doesn't, if you could still just gather a couple thousand really loyal customers, you can still have a really good thing going. And that's what so many people end up doing. And that's fantastic in and of itself.
I mean,
so why not just go for it?
If you can just keep it going at whatever level you're at for like years until you get the full series is finished, like both of you guys, then like when you finally get there, that's when you can like maybe approach a distributor or something, you know what I mean, when you have your whole product ready. Because like that is cash money when you have the whole series done, and you can do what you own it, you can do whatever you want with it, you know what I mean? Like that will be a rare thing, because what are other people in the indies doing? They're like trying to put pitches together for publishers, and then they don't even make the book sometimes, or it gets canceled early. Like there's no canceling the project when it comes to you guys. You decide that, or your audience decides that. So like if you can just keep it ticking over even at this without you're going to grow. But even if all you did was kept it ticking over at this level for 5 years, 10 years, until you could get like the whole series done, I reckon you'd be surprised at like how many doors it would open when you have just the book finished, the IP just all there.
I mean, that's what most of the things that people talk about. I always go, yeah, I need more story. I need more of it done to be able to do that. So yeah, that is true. That is kind of a big deal to get an actual whole story kind of out and finished in there. And yeah, if people stick around, and that would be amazing, and it would be pretty cool place to be in. I think this is the first time I've ever seen anyone draw Isham before.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm just drawing Ella. Like, why don't you just draw a cool lava guy? But I've never really inked these materials before, and I'm just doing a sketchy stream job instead of doing a proper job. But yeah, he's fun and cool. You don't have to do it's just loads of fun detail. You don't have to do a nice face.
It's just like you just go at it,
Yeah,
it's whatever you want. It's fine.
Yeah, and
in the chat, we've kind of been ignoring the chat. I know the US labor stats on comic artists. Comic books are a side gig up to a point. You don't want to know what you have to raise to make it full time. Yeah, you've really got to have a full on kind of business to really make a full go of it. But I mean, for the first time, I feel I don't know, ever since I've sort of been involved, I feel like it's possible. I mean, obviously we see the big guys who are doing it. I don't know if we can keep growing, and why not?
Comicscape's the first time that it's all seemed very viable. Like back in 2008, when you're making comics, it's like, well, how are you going to make this happen? What, you have to like suck Marvel and DC's dick, and then you don't even get to do your own thing. Like, I'll go do something else. But someone who's just an artist, like maybe a middling artist, maybe they're like, they're maybe bit rough around the edges with their writing. They could have a normal job and just chip away at their book and like do some YouTube in their spare time and like build a small audience. And like they could over the years build up their IP, even though they can't fully dedicate all their time to it. Like that's possible now, which I think is crazy. Like that's, to me, young me, that's a dream.
Yeah. Oh, totally. It's all very new. It's very exciting. I know I came back from the convention so energized to have more stuff, more books, just more stuff out there. And it was really, it's funny. There's something about that face to face, meeting people who are actually really interested in what you're doing. It's I don't know what it is, though. Something about doing that face to face that just
it makes it all feel even more real. Like it's not as simulated anymore through the video screens.
To me, meeting people face to face it's like we get, because talking to someone and connecting with them online, even as much as you get along, it's different face to face, because it's like, well, the engagement level is just different because this person is in front of you. You're not looking at a computer. You might, even if you are listening, like, there is a distraction. It's not a flesh and blood human in front of you that you can read all their little nuances. And to me, it felt like I remember being in art school and being surrounded by people who also loved comics and just wanted to do comics, and there was almost nothing else in mind. We just wanted to talk about stories and art and draw all day. And I've been looking for that. And I've said this so many times on my own channel, and I feel like with Comicsgate, that was the first time I've found that. Like, it wasn't at Marvel, it wasn't at any of the other companies I worked at. It was here. And that's why I don't give a fuck what anybody else says. If this is bad for your career, these people are controversial. Like, I fucking just love this so much. I've been searching for this for so long because I care about being around people that care about the medium and want to just make comics. And seeing that in person was wonderful. So even though I think promoting online and selling online, that's clearly the business model that we have, that's the main thing to focus on. I want to do more conventions because I think it's good for connecting with the fans, and I think it's good for us as a networking group to meet in person.
Definitely. Yeah. It's who was saying, I think Biggins was saying, it's like you don't really know someone, even though you've hung out for years and years online. You don't really know someone until you've kind of met them face to face and shook their hand. And then you kind of get a real sense of someone and whether or not you really who you each other thought you were. Are you really friends and everything? And that was great. That was great meeting everyone because I felt like it was instant rapport with everyone. It's like we were kind of strangers, but we also know each other. But we sort of instantly just were like, oh yeah, we're good friends now. Like the first time I saw Jake, it's like, hey, we were just like hanging out like old pals,
Mm-hmm.
It was it really does make it really real. So I look forward to the next couple of years where that becoming the norm, where it's not just a rare thing that a couple of people have met each other. It's like everyone at some point somewhere at some convention has at least met some people, and that's just the norm. I think that's going to become a thing. At least I hope it is.
I hope so. My like part of being so gung ho about flying over to Tampa was like, this might be the last time that I'm allowed, like, people are allowed to travel around internationally. So you have to go. Do you know what I mean? Like, Well, World War III, disease X, you know.
I think about that stuff too. I really do.
Same.
I'm like, I think because I feel like because I remember, you know, people got stuck, you know, overseas for a long time, over the pandemic. So I was like, oh, could that happen? Thankfully it didn't. We got in and out. I'm trying to bring up everyone's campaigns, and it's proving harder than I thought.
Just go to bluedickaxe.com. You thought of that one too. That's not even on me. You thought of that URL. It's your
my
fault.
God, it does actually work. That is hilarious.
I can't believe it.
Rini, Bancroft was doing a celebration stream and he was drunk, and I kept on tricking him into doing spoilers, and then he was like, go on, what's your URL? bluedickaxe.com. And I'm like, I'm buying it now. I bought it while I was on the stream.
All right, I do have to go because it is Taco Tuesday and the tacos are about to be served. So here we go. Speaking of bluedickaxe.com, sign up for look how great this looks colored.
Oh, well, cheers, man.
Looks fantastic. You can sign up there. I'll put the link in the chats for you.
Oh yeah, if you sign up and you end up backing, I'm gonna do a coloring stream for this soon, but you'll get a free trading card. And funnily enough, we mentioned hedgehogs already. It will be a colored version of this Rini piece. She drew a little cute little hedgehog. And I'm going to color this up, and I'm going to try and get it as a holographic card, but who knows? But yeah, this is what you get if you sign up and back. So do it. Do it. It's going to be amazing.
Do it.
It's going to be hilarious.
Give me now.
All right. Fiendishcomic.com, where I guess now it's all just about getting pre-orders and signing up and stuff like that.
Yes.
Is that what's going on over there?
Yep, I am using just the website, fiendishcomic.com, as the sign-up page because I'm planning on launching 2.5 on Fund My Comic, and they don't really have sign-ups.
Yeah.
So that'll happen. I'm not sure when, but it'll be soonish. Probably like the next couple of months. I have so much on my plate, but it's like I want to launch it before the fall, and I'm also traveling. Yeah, didn't you see that?
I didn't know you. I didn't click on the link. Oh, that's cool.
I wish I got more product pictures. I want to have like product pictures from people actually wearing stuff.
Anyone who bought
come
one,
over here,
take a photo
while you wait. So sign up for Fiendish, for 2.5. But in the meantime, get some merch. There's lots.
Yeah. If you get any merch, take some photos, and if you tweet it out, because like if it's it's private, I'm not gonna put it on the website. But I'll put your actual picture on here. I want to do that, and put your email in the email list so you don't miss any of the goodies and sales and stuff that I'll send out. Thank you, everybody.
Right there. There you go. Yeah. Also, Lost Pages 3. Phil was just on here. He's doing the lettering. He's getting through it. It's looking amazing. You have to back this. You have to. Look at that. Beautiful. One of the best looking books in all of comics, not just indie comics. And the art on this, the talent on this. Oh, I've got my little thing. I've got it right here.
Ooh, that page looking down. Great.
Look.
Oh, you rad ball. Nice.
Hail, Eric.
Squishy.
I'm so happy to have this.
Eric
These are
makes
great,
cool stuff.
by the way. Look, there's a little skull on the back.
Oh, I didn't even know that. That's so great.
It's great. And also, as well, of course, the Lucent Painted Death, we have a fan art contest that is currently running. If you are an artist or you want to try to be an artist, please enter. Take part. It doesn't cost you anything except a little bit of time. And you could win. You can win some cash money. It's hashtag Lucent Fan Art. But also, of course, the campaign is still running. Wow, 16 days to go. 705 backers, $53,098. There's a whole swathe of perks that you can grab here. All the different books and T-shirts and
did you run out of
add-ons
shirts
and puzzles. I think we've got 5 left, but they're all double XL. So if you're a big boy and you want a T-shirt right now, these are shipping. This color. So the other color isn't shipping yet, but these are. So yeah, get on it. Get on it. Speaking of fan art,
I should get one.
Look at this.
Oh yeah, I'm just messing around.
You should get a double. You should get a double XL, Rainy.
Yeah, just wear it as a dress.
I had to get a double XL because you know, being huge,
husky gentleman.
Yeah.
Yes.
When you're there, like if you're a big boy, you get a double XL. I'm like, you.
All right, everyone. I have tacos waiting. And I'm quite hungry, so I will love you and leave you. Thank you so much for hanging out, Rini.
Thank you, everybody, and thank you, Michael.
Biggest thank you to everyone in the chat. You guys are awesome. I won't see you tomorrow, but I'll see you the day after. We might be getting Chad on because I think his book is closing out that night. So we'll see. We'll see how we go. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Individually, we are weak, like a single twig. But as a bundle, we form a mighty